Good morning and sliding into afternoon here. Judy Allen, San Antonio, Texas, with Keep It Simple or Step It Up. Today we're keeping it very simple in this aspect that we're going to pretty much stick with the black and white paper, and we're using the, what is it called, pencils, perfectly penned. They change it every once in a while. Perfectly penciled. So I had to look that up because you know what? They're always doing black and white designs of some sort. So I'm using some of that, but I'm also using some embossing and just using black and white, and then black and white tags with some ribbon and so forth and all. Just to show you how you can make something very simple and you don't have to put a lot of effort into it, right? So we can make it simple and we can step it up, either or, but we always have choices. Alright, so we're always going to start off with that 3x3 for some special people that like those 3x3. So let's get started. Let's go down to those ends. It's always a fun time. So this is the perfectly penciled paper. I had to really think about it and look because there's always a black and white, and they change the names and are always similar. So there you go. Because this is the one before that I pulled out. I thought it was the correct one. Anyway, so we're not using that, because I was going to start off with that. So let's get some of this out of the way here so I can show you what we're going to do. Like I said, we got all kind of ribbon here I brought, because you know what, we've been working for the retreat, and so I had things out already, and I wasn't really sure which paper in, it goes back to paper, ribbon. So you can see I got all kind of different ribbons here. This is a glittery white one. I brought a glittery black one. It's just carpenter's tape that I used to hold my ribbons down. It's just nice and easy. It's not sticky. So I brought some different choices, and we might not use any of them, okay? But I tried to just grab some, right? Just what I thought would go good. I'm not sure how much I'm into ribbon today, but... And same thing, I set the die cut, or punched, I should say punch. So if you want to know what a punch is, you just stick the paper through here and turn around and punch it, and it punches it out. Very sweet. So I brought some choices there here as well, and I'm just going to show you. So if I did black and white, I would need to use Versamark and use some white powder and heat emboss. Brought some other black and white, and just to show you some just different things you can do, right? Okay, and I brought, these are just leftover scraps, and I'm going to show you what we can do with leftover scraps because they're just easy to create with too. And then I brought some other choices too. This is actually, what is this actually? Techie, where did we put this? Oh, here it is, I found it. Okay, never mind. Stash to the Techie. So this is actually metallic shimmer, which is actually in the catalog, mini catalog right now, and this, I'm using the silver from this, the silver and gold, and this is actually something that's a freebie right now in celebration. So I brought both of those because they're very pretty and they're easy to use as well. I didn't decide because I'm using black right here, so I wasn't going to really use that right now on this. I'm going to use this because it's all about black and white is so simple and elegant to me. Yeah, if you think about weddings, always think about weddings, the black and white. I don't know what people do nowadays, but it used to be all just black and white. The guys wore the tuxedos, the bride was in white. The invitations lots of times are black and white, silver, and also reminds me of that. Alright, so yeah, you have to put white cardstock on the inside to write your message, and that's no big deal, right? So I'm just going to do this one simple, and I went out of my way because this paper actually has a butterfly on it. And I have peeps and people that really like butterflies. So I'm just going to put this down. And this is how simple this is. We're just going to do this and put a tag on it, and it's a done deal. Now, we could put ribbon, but it's pretty small, and I really want the butterfly to show. But I am going to put a tag, and I'm not going to do one of the punched out tags. We're actually going to make our own tag by hand, okay? So we're going to show you how to do that. And we're just going to do it from scrap paper. Alright, so I'm just centering it, angled with the corners and all. And then I'm going to just, like I said, put a message on here. So, what I'm going to do is, I do have some black and white here. Let's see if I get my scraps here. So what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to trim this down a little bit so it's not so big and fat. And I'm just going to put this on top of here, and we're going to create a small tag that's going to go down here at the bottom. And I just need it to show right about right there, right? That's all I need. So I'm just going to use my scissors. We're going to make this as simple as we get. Hello, Jennifer. It's always so good to see you. Let me go ahead and stamp this. I wasn't sure if this one was going to fit. I have two of them that I really, really like. This one says, love you a whole bunch. And this one says, thinking of you. Okay, so I might have to make my tag just a little bit bigger. Let's see how that's going to look. Let's see how that's going to look. Right? So if it doesn't look right, then I'll have to go just a little bit bigger than I anticipated on my tag. Oh yeah, that's what I like. Okay, so we're going to leave it alone right there. Okay? Because I wanted a small tag. I could go a little bit bigger, but it'll work, right? So all I'm going to do then is I'm going to actually just trim this down, both of these. So the black's a little bit bigger than I want. I just want to have a little bit of a trim, all right? And we're going to put what I call a flag on the end here. So I'm just going to go ahead and cut it off like this. And this here, I'm just going to eyeball it. I could, right? I could get out my trimmer to trim this, but I don't have to. I can eyeball it and get it pretty straight. Now, this is still a little bit longer than what I want, but that's okay. Because right now, I'm just trying to make my flags about the same. And then I can actually trim this down a little bit more. So the flag, you can just come cut down the center right here. Alright. Okay, and then I'm going to come from the corners here that I just created. Or corners are there already, but I'm just going to take it to the corner, and I'm just going to cut to the center of what I just did. Alright, I've got a flag already ready to go. Now this one, because I just wanted a little bit, I just needed a smidgen smaller, right? So I'm just going to trim it off just a smidgen smaller. There you go, that was a smidgen, in case you didn't know. Your smidgen might be different than my smidgen. Some people's smidgen is like a leap for mankind, and the other people, their smidgen is like a mouse trying to jump over a little teeny line. So there you go. Alright, so see, now I've got a tag that I created. I just put the flag on it. You know, if it's too long, you want a little bit shorter, you can, alright? Now, see, I might want that white just a little bit shorter, only because I wanted to show a little bit of the black, right? So I'm just going to come in here and just snip it just a little bit further, because I actually plan on putting some bling on here. So I'm going to do the same thing. You know, just eyeball it. You know, it's not like, I assure you, when you send somebody a card, nobody's like going, let me get my ruler out and inspect this and see for the perfection or anything like that. Now, if you're out there trying to win an award or something, maybe. Okay, so I'm going to sit here and just put this up on dimensionals. And let's see here. And that's all we're going to do. And then we'll put a little bling on there. And it's a done deal. Okay, and it's just simple. I didn't have to stamp anything except the sentiment. I do want to make sure to, right, see the butterfly, because the butterfly was important to me. And then I'm just going to put this on embellishments too. Not embellishments, on dimensionals. You will have to forgive me. We have been in retreat mode for over a week now, between wrapping all the designs up and sitting there and cutting everything up, getting everything out in the mail. So it's always something, right? Okay, now pearls aren't going to show up too much on this. All right, and so I have other options. I do have regular black right here. I have some shiny black as a part. I think I'm going to end up using. There's a nice black that's nice and shiny. Let's use that. Since I want something nice and shiny. Right? And there you go. Just very simple, very elegant, just a great way to be able to send a message to somebody. And I'll get the spotlight off of us here in just a minute, so now I see the shadow. Alright, so let's move on to the next one. There you go. Still, just a second. Alright, I think that's going to be better. Better for me anyway, okay, so I can see a little bit better. Alright, so let's move on to the next card. So that was our simple one, just paper, one stamp of a matching sentiment, and we're ready to go. Alright, so the next one here is, get those out of the way because we're going to use some pearls. Somewhere along the line, we're going to use some pearls. Alright, so the next one here that I have got for us here is I've got some white cardstock. And on this one, we're going to actually put black on it, okay? I can actually move some of this out of the way. So while I didn't have necessarily anything like etched in stone I wanted to do today, I already knew I was going to do it black and white. I already knew I was going to do it simple. But it's always the question of the paper. Alright, so you can maybe give me some input here. So here is a beautiful paper I was just showing you all ago. Again, it's pretty by itself. You don't have to do much with it at all. Period. Put a label on it and you can move right along. This would actually be some nice labels on it, and put it over here. That's a possibility. The other possibility I had as well too is I embossed. So if you want to know, that's just putting your paper in there. Here's the embosser that I used to emboss the paper for this design I got. And I had a couple of options I brought along for us here. I had this one here. I also have this paper here, which is silver. That's actually going to show better on black most probably, but still I want to show you because it's still an option. Still an option for me to put it here and put the silver here. But what I really thought about doing, and we can also look at the black. I really liked putting the two of these together, and I don't know what you think. You can definitely let me know what you think. But let's look at the black paper as well too. Like I said, I'm not having anything etched in stone today. I have a couple of things I definitely want to use. One is pearls, right? Pearls go so good with black and white. And you know what? And part of it is maybe I just need to keep it simple, period, anyway. It's just very elegant in itself. If you just put this on here with black, and see how that's going to be very pretty. And here it is in white. Same embossed, I just changed out the colors, right? That's all I did, is I just changed out the colors. Alright, so let me go with this for the second. Let me take this here. Let's see how this is going to look. I'm just going to cut this in half, alright? And there's a reason for this. And it doesn't matter about how straight, because you're not going to be able to know one way or the other because it's going to be hidden, alright? But this just gives it a dimension effect, just like the other. So I'm actually just going to put this right behind here, like that. It's going to look like that there. And it's going to look like I sat there and created an image behind it and extended. But it gets an extended look. Now, you're not going to be able to see it on the sides, right? Because this is from a punch, so it's not like I can alter the side. But it just in itself gives an elegant look. And it's very easy for me if I want to stick some pearls on here maybe. We'll see. Let me leave a little extra room so I can make a pearl at the top if I want to. And I'll do the same at the bottom. And this is just simple ways to sit there and extend your tag. Make it look like you've got a longer tag behind it and you really don't. All you've done is you've just cut it in half and extended it. And how cool is that? Okay, and then I'll put that up on dimensionals. Now the one thing I want to add here is I'm mostly not going to add white ribbon, but you know what? I'm looking at this black and I'm looking at the silver. So the black ribbon is very nice and elegant. The other one that's one of my faves that they brought it back, and I used bunches of this last year, is this silver. I'm going to use this silver. Yes. Oh, yes, yes, yes. Alright, so all I'm going to do is I'm going to take this. I'm really trying to work on using more ribbon because I have one of my special peeps, and she uses ribbon on everything, and I don't. I do this one. she uses ribbon practically on everything. Let me get some of this out of the way because I am just going to do a basic square knot, left over right, right over left. Because you'll see that it's, because it's a wide ribbon knot, it just makes, make sure I did it right after I told you that. Left over right, you tuck it under. So we're doing some basic knot, for those of you who may not know a square knot. And then we're going to do the right over left. Okay? Looks like we're tying up a pretty package, right? And looky here, we're just going to put this over here to the side. Alright, so I'm going to put this down on dimensionals. Just a very simple card, right? Wasn't anything major here. The only thing is I embossed some white paper. I'm adding some silver ribbon. And just let me put one right there and there just to help hold that in place. Let's see. Let me make sure I got it where I want it first before I hold it in place. I can move the tag, right? It's easy for me to move the tag if I want to. I sort of want it in the center. Alright, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and put one right here in the center, but I'm actually putting it partially over that ribbon, so it's going to hold it in place. Technically, it should hold it in place. I'm believing it. Alright. Now see, if I knew anyone was getting married, I could sit there and send this to them with a gift, right? But black and white, there's so many people that like black. All you gotta do is look at their fingernails, and that'll give you your sign. So therefore, they would not mind getting a black and white elegant birthday card. This one's going to actually say, let's see, that one says love you a whole bunch. That's the one I was going to try to do a while ago and it wasn't big enough. So I'm going to do it right here. Alright. So there we go. I don't know what your week's like, but we have the retreat on Saturday. And we have Zoe and Nana live on Sunday with a newspaper pumpkin. So actually we've got a lot going on. Alright, I got love you a whole bunch. There you go. And I'm not cleaning my stamps at the moment. So I'm going to clean them afterwards, even though it's not a very good habit. But I am going to close the ink because I am the person that will put my hand in it. Alright, so we're ready to put our tags on here. And so you can see what the back looks like. Just like I showed you in the front. That's what it looks like on the back, but nobody knows. They won't see it. And then I'm just going to put this right here. Love you a whole bunch. And I could either add rhinestones or pearls. And I'm going to add pearls because I want that. Today it's all about pearls. For some reason, as I got up and thought about creating black and white, it's like I'm going to use pearls. However, the pearls I'm going to use as soon as I... Yeah, so there's two sets of pearls we have right now. One is the basic pearl, which is always very elegant. It reminds me of your pearl necklace. And this one is called the iridescent pearls. And I'm actually going to use it today because they sort of remind me of a combination between the regular pearls, which are very elegant in themselves, and it just has a little, it's got the shine to it. Okay, if you can see that, see the extra shine there? I'm going to use that because that's what's got my attention right now. And I'm going to put this on here, I believe, before Christmas. Alright, so I always have glue dots stuck to me, but it's sort of different to have the bling stuck to me. Alright, see how nice and shiny that is? So I'm just going to put one down here also. I don't have to put it in the exact same spot, right? I'm just going to put it in another spot. And then I'm just going to put one down here. But see how shiny those are? They're just nice and shiny and reflective. And it just makes it very simple and elegant, right? So we just had a little touch and just with a nice, sweet little message, okay? Now, if you wanted this a little bit darker and you thought that was too much white, because some people have to say it's too much white space for me, then I would take your sponge or a dauber and I would just do a little black around the edges here. In fact, because this is black, I'll show you. Let's see if I see the sponge. I may not have the sponge up here. I might have used it during the retreat. for the retreat. Okay, I can't show you, but if I did have the sponge, it would simply just dab it right here, and I would just gently go over the edges right here, just the edges, right? You could also use one of the daubers, so just gently around the edges, and that would give you another look as well too. Alright, so that is number 2. That is nice and simple as well. Alright, number 3. Here we go. We're going to step it up. We have our black here, and we have this here also. So I am actually going to step this up with this silver. I want to use this silver. I've been wanting to use this silver. Silver and this goes together. But I'm going to have to trim it down, right? Because either I'm going to have 2 options. I'm either going to have to put it down here and trim it up, or I need to just cut it, right? I'm just going to cut it. So I'm going to have a little bit of the white showing, because otherwise I could do this here, and that would cover up the whole thing as well, right? I'm just going to have a little bit of the white showing. It would be just as easy, right, to sit there and put this down like this and put the white on top, okay? So you have choices. It's all about choices. I like my choices. I could even do it to the side, right? So it's just whatever floats your boat. I'm just going to put this one down at the bottom, and then I'm going to put a tag up here, okay? So I'm going to size this down to, this right here is a 4, or 5 1/4 by 4, okay? So this is 4 inches, so I definitely want it to be 4 inches, right? And this is directional paper. The lines, so you got to make sure when you do this that you got it the way you want your lines to go. So I want my 4 inches this way. Alright, so see, I just have to cut off a smidgen. Smidgen there. We're just a little bit over 4 inches. And it's 5 1/4. So you know what? I don't want it to hog up the black, right? But I want it for accent. So I'm going to just go ahead and do, I'm going to do 2 1/4 inches. That'll leave me 3 inches on top, which is plenty. If we don't like it, we can come back and recut it, right? That's how simple that is. So set out of the way, and let's see how we're going to like this shaping up. So I'm just going to do it like right here, okay? And that's how this is going to look. And that silver is going to be pretty. So see, by doing that, I even have options still. I can either have the card going this way or the other way. So let's get this down. And if you're out there, be sure to say hello. And put an emoji or something on Sunday when we have Zoe and Nana live. At the end, when we get through, we always go and get not only the people that responded while we were live, but we also go pick up the people throughout the month that have been on our page, made remarks, likes, emojis, whatever. Anything that allows us to recognize that you're there and you've done something so that we put your name in the drawing. It's just we put you on the wheel of names. How's that sound? The wheel of names. And we draw from it. You just spin it. You know, just tell it to spin. You can tell it to scramble. It's amazing what technology has nowadays. You don't have to put names in a bag and draw from the hat or whatever. So it's pretty incredible, really. It's just we have to go through and get all the names and stuff. And if I wanted to, I could even actually just leave a little edge of black. I might just do that. I like sort of like leaving a little edge of black there. Alright, so what do you think? I know you're out there, Jennifer. Do you like it sideways better? Or some people call it landscape or portrait? What do you think? What do you think? And meanwhile, I'm going to be looking at some ribbon. Oh yeah, I like ribbon. Let's put that down, but put that down too. So, I got ribbon choices. I want to do this white and silver ribbon. Let's see how that looks. Do you like landscape? Well, okay, landscape it is. Okay, so I like this ribbon. The only thing is, I don't know if I like that there or not for that paper. I am definitely very partial to this one. So let's see if we got anything else that like really strikes our fancy. I feel like in a fabric store with all this ribbon. And I'm not, right? I'm in my home. In my studio. Oh, that's pretty. That's pretty and elegant. Oh yeah, today for me it's all about elegance. Okay, I'm going to use this one. And because I cannot tie it around because I already did this, that's fine. I'm just going to cut the edge off because I'm just gonna put it down. Actually, I'm gonna put it down, let's say with some glue dots. Yep, let's see if I have that. So I actually have glue dots from Paper Pumpkin, and I have to tell you, those are like really, really nice and thin. If I do the bigger ones that I have here, it's gonna actually show through. And I'll show you, these are very small, very flat, whereas these are, see if you can tell the difference. See, they're a smidgen thicker, but you can see them more than you can if I just use these. These are like so hard to see that it's very easy for me to sit there and get them stuck to myself and not realize it. Now I don't have to go and put glue dots all the way down, right? I just need to anchor this down here on this end. And I'm not putting it on the black because of the fact you won't be able to see it, right? So I'm just going to come along this edge here. I put it one there, and I'm just going to put another one right here. And see, you can't even see it. It's so thin you can't see it. That's what really, really, really makes that nice. And then I'm just going to snip it right here, right, at the edge. And these are nice, short, pointy little scissors. So if I needed to, I could even get closer. If I didn't do it right the first time. Let's see, it should be, oh yeah, it's sticky because it just stuck. Okay, cool. Alright, so all I'm going to do is, it's stuck, but it's not the end of the world, right? I can take this, gently pull it up, the glue dot will stay there, and I'm just going to come back along my line and do that. Now see how that bothered you, that little bit was there. These scissors have got a nice little point on them that all I have to do is come there and just snip. Alright? Okay, and it's done. Alright, so she wanted a landscape. Alright, so here we go. We have it landscape. We're going to put this on dimensional, and we're going to put our message right there. Or I could just put it here, but you wouldn't see the black, right? So I'm going to put it right here. So I'm going to put on here, thinking of you, because that'll fit perfectly. Hello, Lourdes. I miss you. I miss you. Thank you. That is what we're shooting for today. It's just elegance. Keeping it simple, black and white. And we can put some black bling on this here. For all of you and for my special peeps that love black. Like I said, all I gotta do is look at the fingernails. That'll let you know. You don't have to ask or look at the clothing that they wear. Or they might be dressed up for a special occasion. So, I'm going to put this here. And I'll tell you what else I'm going to do too. I'm just going to cross over, right? Because we know it's going to be black and white. And then I'm looking at something that I totally forgot about. Totally. We'll see if we can work it in. I love these silver trinkets they have. And I usually try to, every opportunity I can, add it to something, because it just adds a little special extra touch, right? Okay, so got thinking of you, but look at this. Oh, hello, Ashley. Good to see you too. All right, looky here. All right, so I should have really thought of that before I got this all done. But let's see if we can work it in, because it doesn't matter. It's pretty, right? Let's see. I can look on the camera maybe and see what it looks like. Oh my gosh, I really, really like this. I'm going to add it right here, okay? Because it gets a little extra touch. Now I really need either a bigger tag. I really need a bigger tag if I wanted to put it on the tag itself, alright? So I'm just going to put it to the top down there. Ah! That was glue everywhere. Well, I did have it turned upside down, ready to go. And it was ready to go. Definitely a big difference when you're trying to squeeze it out and it's not ready to go. Okay, it'll dry clear, so I'm not worried. Alright, now I'm just going to add this right here. And look how that just really pops. Okay, so it's just some little extra adding stuff. Add some elegance, step it up, right, than what we did already. I could have just as easily have done this tag here with this on top. Now if I did that, I would have to heat emboss it. And what does that mean? I would have to use the Versamark, which is here, that you would stamp into it, and I would put white powder dusted over it, and then I would take my heating tool and heat it up to get the words. So, I mean, I could have done that. If I did that, I would have done it over here, but I didn't want to do that today. But here we go. Here's our card created. I'm being careful. It should be dry any moment, though. Here's our third card. It's stepped up in the fact that we still got the embossing, and we sat there and added a trinket here as well as some glittery ribbon. And we'll sort of clean up my stuff right there and push it aside. So here's our last one. So we started simple with the paper and with a butterfly on it. You can color it if you want to, paint it, whatever, it's fine. And then our second one, we just We just stepped it up. Here, we just took, yeah. Thank you, Lourdes, it does. It does, thank you. So I said there, this one here, we added this ribbon here, and we just embossed, right, and added a tag, and we split the tag to step it up there, and we added the pearls, because I wanted pearls today. All right, and the third one here, we just stepped it a little bit more, we just added a little bit more paper, right? We added this here, and we still had our embossing, and we added the pretty paper as well here too. So there are our three cards, stepped up, black and white. Just beautiful and elegant. That's what I love about black and white. It's so easy to make it elegant. It's elegant by itself, but you can dress it up really easy. So I hope you enjoyed that today, because it's all about creating, sharing, and giving. So, I have to give my cards away to somebody, right? So there you go. So go out there, create, share, and give. And if you enjoyed this day, I hope you'll be sure to share it on Facebook, or also the videos are out there on YouTube, so you can look at this later if you want to on replay. And we also put the photos out there on Pinterest and Instagram, so you can always find it one way or the other, right? So be blessed, have an amazing week. We got our retreat again this weekend. On Saturday, it's all day, finishing on bingo. With Sunday, going Zoe and Nana stamping with a new paper pumpkin kit. So if you want the next paper pumpkin kit, you need to subscribe by August 10th. We would love to have you join us and be with us. Just go out there and sign up on Stamping Up. It's all about sunflowers in August. So go out there again, create, share, and give. See you next week. Bye.